Good day, I'm Frankie du Plessis from CISA Head Office, specifically in the Department of Labour.
Good day, I'm Sonia Kokela from the Labour Department with CISA.
Sonia, today's topic is going to be medical certificates, specifically fraudulent and altered medical certificates.
Yes, Friki, we've had so many problems wherein employers are facing a problem where employees are submitting fraudulent medical certificates. However, they are unsure what to look into. Can you please assist us with breaking down as to what is a medical certificate?
Okay, so the Labour Relations Act and the Basic Conditions of Employment Act states specifically that a medical practitioner must issue a medical certificate. Now, a medical certificate is ruled in specifically Rule 15, one of the Ethics and Professions Board, specifically regarding medical practitioners, which states specifically what must be in this medical certificate. I'm going to highlight the most important ones. That would be, for example, the address, the contact details of the specific doctor, then furthermore his practice number, and then in the patient that has been specifically examined, when he was examined, and how long he has been booked off. Then the specific doctor must sign that specific medical certificate and the stamp must be on that specific medical certificate. But Sonia, how do we deal with traditional healers?
Okay, on the traditional healers, there is no registered council that gives a guideline as to how to deal with them. However, it has been accepted wherein the employee can bring in a letter that specifies where the employee was and the period in which the employee was at the traditional healer. Then the traditional healer will then have to also indicate their contact details, and then the employer can then contact the traditional healer to investigate the matter.
Okay, so basically there will be no action against the employee for absenteeism because he has presented you now a good reason for being absent. But there must be another charge that we can charge the employee with if he presents a fraudulent medical certificate. So if we look at the fraudulent medical certificate, it is, for example, where this specific address is not the same as the stamp, or the contact number does not exist, or the doctor does not even exist, the names is not exactly the same, or the Health Professions Council of South Africa tells you that this specific doctor has not been registered. So in such an instance, now the employer has established that this document, there is problems with this document, and there is sufficient proof basically on suspicion that this is a fraudulent medical certificate. What does the employer then do?
So steps that may be taken by the employer once they have established that they have a fraudulent medical certificate and a medical practitioner has also confirmed either in writing or telephonically to indicate that that medical certificate submitted by the employee is indeed fraudulent. Then the employer may not request the employee to come to a disciplinary hearing for absenteeism as they have provided the reasons for that. However, the employer may charge said employee for gross dishonesty in that they have submitted fraudulent information to the employer in order for them to gain. In this instance, the gain is the employee being paid for sick leave. So the employer can then take that matter on a disciplinary hearing for gross dishonesty.
So that would also be an instance where an employee is, for example, on a final written warning for absenteeism, and now he has obtained specifically a medical certificate just to avoid further disciplinary action.
Yes, or in the case where the annual leave has depleted for the employee and they want to take off day, or the employer has not approved the annual leave for the employee, or in some instances where the employee wants to save the annual leave and instead they take the sick leave and then will then present a fraudulent medical certificate.
So basically an employee can in such an instance be dismissed for the fact that he's presented a fraudulent or an altered medical certificate, for example, where the original has not been presented.
Yes, in the disciplinary hearing, however, the employer needs to make sure that they have enough evidence, they have the witnesses prepared to testify, as well as the medical practitioner can also testify in this instance, or alternatively put it in writing as to what are the discrepancies as per the medical certificate.
Okay, and the medical practitioner can also be subpoenaed by the CCMA to go and testify if the employee has been dismissed, but they can only specifically give details regarding the content of that specific medical certificate and not the illness or the medical condition of that, because it is bound by patient and medical practitioner privileged.
Yes. With regards to the disciplinary action as well, the employer must ensure that in the disciplinary hearing, the employee is given the opportunity to also defend themselves as to the charges that are presented at the disciplinary hearing. Thereof, the chairperson in that matter will then determine the matter on a balance of probabilities.
So the golden rule that the employer must always take into consideration is when he receives a sick letter or a medical certificate, he needs to investigate it and not only accept it.
Exactly, and CISA can also assist with that, in that the employer may call into our call center and indicate to them that this is the investigation that they have conducted, as well as the evidence that they have compiled, and see if they have enough to take the matter on a disciplinary hearing, and subsequently if they have enough grounds for the employee to be dismissed.
Okay. For more information, please contact CISA call center or visit our website. Thank you.